Favorite poem of all time? I Still Believe in Love, but that's my second favorite poem. One that's dear to me is My Africa, My Pride, My Home, because I wrote it when I was like grade 5 or 6, 10 or 11.
When the first bird cries out, when the white star of the evening shines clear in the night sky.
And that poem kept on building up over the years. It just started very minimum, very small, but over the years I have perfected it to what it is today. And I still believe in love. I love it because it marks my beginning stages on YouTube. It remains to be one of my favorite because it paints a time in my life where I was finding myself in transitioning to be who I am today. Biggest challenge as a spoken word artist / poet, it is my mind getting out of my head and actually saying what you have given us is enough. And like every spoken word piece, like every poem, it's never really finished. I can always go back to it and add something to it. But one thing I've learned is get out of your head and appreciate that your work is enough. I'm in an industry with people that know how to use words, they know how to move a crowd, they know how to move a stage. And at times you are wondering, are my words heard? Is what I'm saying being heard? Is it being interpreted properly? Does someone get something out of it? So my biggest challenge over the years had to be getting out of my head and actually saying, I like my work and I'm gonna send it out. You like it? Cool. You don't like it? Cool. That's it. What do you regret most about your spoken word journey? I wish I started earlier, and I wish I took my craft more seriously and was more consistent, because when it comes to consistency, your baby girl has like a limping leg to it. So I do wish at times that I was really consistent in my work and I took it seriously. So what I would do differently is take it seriously and put in some effort. And a lot of effort, a lot of reading, a lot of learning, a lot of literature work, going back to past poets, reading, and just indulging in my own work and what I have done. So yeah, advice to an upcoming poet. It's not that hard to write a poem. It's really not. Just write whatever you feel like is nonsense in your head. Just write it. That's how we just start. You're sad, write it. You're happy, write it. You don't know what to do, just write it. And if you do not want to write, record it. What's the worst that can happen? Someone finding out that you have a crush on them and then they have a no name to them in your poem? That's not really the worst that can happen, trust me. So my advice to an upcoming poet or spoken word poet is that take your work seriously, passionately. Just be who you are. If you feel like you're a praise poet, do that. If you feel like you're more relaxed, do that. If you want to put in some music and some groove and everything, then I'm down with you for that. Do I remember any of my poetry? To the girl within you that's always been ambitious, I'm leaving you these words that will carry you on where my feet can no longer go. Or my Africa, my pride, my home. Have these words just become another title of a poem? Or there was once a generation that believed in education. I mean, they would take a bullet for it. Or I still believe in love. I still believe in love, even though my mind constantly reminds me of the pain and hurt that I've caused others. And one of my favorites is to my first love. This is my last letter to you. And I'm not good at goodbye, especially if you're still in my heart. something like that. Over the years, how many poems have I written? I don't know. To be honest with you, I've never really sat down to count how many poems I've written. But one thing I know is that there are some that I've lost, and it's been heartbreaking because I'm like, I can't recreate that again. I wasn't in that space. It's lost and whatnot. So if there's anything I would cry about, it is losing poetry, losing my work. It's my baby. Come on now.